Hello friends, good evening and welcome to today's session where we'll quickly talk a little bit about the last 35 days which are there for our exam. We're going to be writing the NEET-PG exam on 5th of March, and these are the very crucial last 35 days that we have for our final preparation, right? So as you can understand, this is very vital last 35 days. This will be the make or break duration which will affect your final result. So it is very important, very vital that you make the best use of these last 35 days. All right. Now the first thing which you have to keep in mind here when we are jumping into these last 35 days is now there is no time for reading anything new. Now if you plan, okay, this topic is left for me and now I'm going to cover that topic. Now is not the time. Nothing new. The mantra has to be now, nothing new. Nothing new to be covered now. Whatever you have covered till now, that's it. Don't try to collect more and more of information. It will not help you if you're not able to revise it. So first and foremost is that you're not going to read anything new. Whatever you've read in the last 1 year, maybe last 6 months for some of you, that is the thing that you are going to focus on. Maybe it's your notes, maybe it's your books where you have added some things, maybe it's your question bank, maybe it is your online platform where you have done the annotation, the notes and the question bank. So that is the only content you're going to use in these last few days. Okay, second thing which you have to keep in mind is no subject is unimportant. You have to give time to all the subjects. You cannot miss out any subject. You don't know how many questions are going to land up from that subject. So each subject has to be given time for revision. Okay, so all subjects have to be included. You cannot miss out on any subject, and they should be covered in these last 35 days. Now very important that in these last 35 days, while you're doing the subjects along with your notes, you have to make sure that you cover the previous year's questions. So what I tell you, all subjects have to be covered, and the previous year's questions, at least the last 5 years, must be covered. You cannot afford to miss the questions which have been asked in the last 5 years. So coming back, nothing new, all subjects have to be covered, and the previous year's questions for at least 5 years must be covered. All right, so now what you can do is you quickly divide these last 35 days into two parts, and the first is about 28 to 30 days. All right, 28 to 30 days, and you make a timetable for these 28 to 30 days where you are going to be covering all the subjects, where you are going to be doing the previous year's questions for the 5 years. And here you're not planning to go into the details, just you are going through your notes, your question banks, whatever study material is there, and quickly looking at the question answer, whether you are familiar with the questions in the last few years and whether you know the answers to those questions or not. These are the things which you are going to be doing in these last 28 to 30 days. And then we have a second part which would be the last 5 days. So this is after the first 20 to 30 days where you complete the revision for all the subjects along with the previous year's questions in the last 5 years, and then you come to the last 5 days of our preparation where you are going to be doing the consolidation. You consolidate all the material that you revised in the last 5 days from the summary notes, which you might have prepared during that revision, or which you already have from your previous preparation. So you'll consolidate in the last 5 days. Please note, the revision that you're doing in these last 35 days, that is the only part which will stick with you in the exam. If you are not able to do the revision for a topic in these last 35 days, it will be very difficult for you to reproduce that particular content in the exam. Okay, so please keep in mind, whatever topics you are able to revise in these last 35 days, they are only going to be part of the output. Okay, about these 28 to 30 days that you have for revision, you must make your own timetable depending on your previous preparation, which you know best. You give suitable time to the subjects. For example, you might give uh, few hours for secretary, and you might give 1 day for anesthesia. Depending on how much confidence you have on that subject, you might end up giving maybe half a day to physiology, half a day to biochemistry, and maybe 2 days to anatomy, depending on your comfort level with the different subjects, depending on the comfort level with the different subjects. Okay, so make the timetable which suits you, which should be according to your previous preparation, what is your comfort level with the different subjects, and accordingly you should make the timetable. Okay, make the timetable, stick to that timetable, and complete the revision before the 28th of February. The last 5 days, 28th February, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, should be for a consolidation. Okay, and the most important thing which you must keep in mind, that you require a very good sleep before the day of exam. So if you don't take out time on the previous night for sleeping, if you don't give adequate time for sleeping, then you might not be able to give your best performance during the exam. So the rest is best before test. This is what I tell all the students. You are not going to make a lot of difference by pinching in a few extra hours just the night before the exam. Okay, it will just be a drop in the ocean. So it's better to give your mind a little bit of rest, so that you're able to give the best output in the exam, actual exam. Okay, so this is what you have to keep in mind. Rest is best before test, and a good sleep before the day of exam is worth maybe 3 or 4 days of revision. Okay, so if you don't give rest to your mind just before the day of the exam, you will not be able to give the best output in the exam. So make sure you take out time and take good sleep before the day of the exam. All subjects are important. Don't leave any subject during the revision in the last 35 days. Make sure you know the question answers to the last 5 years questions. No time to explore the topics or the questions now. And the last 5 days will be for the further consolidation of the revision that you've done in the previous 30 days. Don't read anything new. Be confident, have faith in yourself. If you dedicate and devote yourself to these last 35 days intelligently and diligently, nobody can stop you. You're going to come out with flying colors, and you will be proud of yourself, and will also be very, very happy for your good results. So give it your best shot, and best of luck for your exam. I'll sign off here. Thank you very much. Take care, and bye bye.